Guys, discipline is very, very important. When I complain about the embarrassing state of our military, I do not mean to undermine anyone besides those that have destroyed our image on the international stage. Take a look at this.
In a foreign land and are returning home to be laid to rest.
We gather here.
I'm allowed. Oh, yes, I'm an officer, yes. Okay. I can laugh. One more.
It's a big fire. Yeah. You. It's a big fire. Yeah. You.
That is a parade. We're supposed to be celebrating something. We're supposed to be in mourning. We're supposed to be demonstrating that we are ready for duty. We are ready to defend this beautiful country of ours. And then we see something like this from China. Just look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the precision. Look at the beauty. Look at how fit and proud the people are. Look at the women. Look at the cleanliness. What about the grounds, huh? The trees are nicely kept and well watered. The lines on the tarred surfaces are there and they are visible. Instead of shaming the country like our South African leaders have chosen to, the men and women here, both young and old, are pristine. The uniform, the faces, the bodies, no lumpy stomachs. Not a single one is wearing different uniforms. This shows that the soldiers have discipline, and if they don't have it, the discipline will be forced into them as it should be. The soldiers are ready to fight and to protect their nation.
The army and the people are the foundation of victory. Now marching forward is the militia formation. The militia women are from the major wartime counter-Japanese base areas across China. During the war of resistance, Chinese people, regardless of their gender or ages, acted as one in safeguarding their homes. The red genes have passed on from one generation to another.
Now compare all of that to South Africa. Under the current leadership, unfortunately, our country is like a sitting lame duck, ripe for the taking. If we were living 500 years ago, this would have been the right time to attack South Africa. I mean, South Africa has porous borders where drug dealers, hijackers, human traffickers, and other criminals smuggle drugs, vehicles, people, and more as they please.
A border that's barely there. This is South Africa's northern boundary, a meager wire fence, its first defense of sovereignty, as its citizens rage against illegal immigration. So this is the border fence, and this is no man's land, dividing South Africa from Zimbabwe, and people are clearly moving between the two very easily. How are you?
I'm fine.
Are you coming from Zim?
Yes.
When did you come? So it's very casual. People just seem to be coming and going as they please.
We are living in a country that has allowed itself to be so weak that the only things that are stopping us from being taken over is God's mercy and the international community, which fights and tries to protect the rights of the weak and the vulnerable. Thank God we are living in a time where attacking other countries for no reason is frowned upon. Thank God that we are living in a time when there are no superpowers next to our country. Otherwise, how would we stand up in the face of a dedicated aggressor in the weak and ill-disciplined state that we are currently in?
Army band ready! Army band ready! Yeah, guys. Thank God, sir. Army battalion! Army battalion, attention! By the left! Quick, march! Yeah, man, fuck off! You have to win your own teams that side, you're dead!
I want you to remember that this was not the case just a few decades ago. This is all the fault of the ANC. I'm sorry to say this, but I don't think that we can get a quarter of our military to do squats and push-ups. You tell me if I'm wrong. A military with so many fat people is meant to protect who exactly? And protect them against what type of enemy? Who is meant to be protected by such lazy, fat, ill-disciplined people? Our nation is full of people who claim poverty while being so obese. Fellow South Africans, we need to stop being a nation of drunkards, dirty dancers, and ill-disciplined people. We need to stop raising children who are not disciplined or well-advised in the home. We need to return to disciplining children in our homes, our schools, and our churches.
What? Leave the teacher. Leave the teacher. Hey! Don't do this! What are you doing then?
We need to return to shaming and calling each other out for bad behavior. If we don't do this, we should not be surprised when those that we failed to shame, failed to discipline and call out and correct get access to power, to money or companies and misuse their power. Steal tax and pensioners' money, sleep with students and job applicants, delete those who oppose their evil behavior.
Why are you doing this? From grade 4 classes. For all money, he can put it and be with God. This rubbish. Sit down. Sit down, mate. Come on, okay, calm down. Calm down.
Fellow citizens, a lot of what we have accepted in our nation is not normal and it is pathetic. What we are seeing is because there is no discipline and there are too many people fighting to keep the lack of discipline in place. Look at Twitter, for example. Consider the eagerness with which perversion is celebrated by our black Twitter influencers. Look at Parliament, for example. Consider the number of criminals, looters, and liars given such authority. We are led by the worst of us because the best of us have been shamed into silence by imbeciles who have become political party leaders. The Zumas and Malemas, the Panyazas and Mashatiles. Be it in parliament or in social media, we need to stop being a nation led by dumb idiots who are burning everything while pretending to be doing decent work. Idiots encouraging perversion while pretending to just be entertaining. How do we stop all of this? By standing up, speaking up, and voting right. Sadly, the best of us, the most skilled and competent of us, the most effective and experienced of us chose silence. They took a seat and watched as the connected, the loudest, the best dancers and best twerkers, the thugs and killers rose up the ranks, taking control of our country. If we don't stand up, speak up, and vote right, then don't complain if dumb slave queens that sleep with the right people run state entities, municipal departments, and even become politicians in parliament. Don't be shocked when the children of our ANC comrades are given key positions of influence. All that nonsense happens because those with knowledge, resources, and skills keep quiet. But enough is enough, South Africa. We need to see more people standing up and calling out the stupidity before our country falls into further chaos. Believe it or not, our country can get worse than it is right now, but it can also come out of the pit we find ourselves in. We have to be ready and be brave enough to fight the fools and the murderers, the lazy and perverted idiots in charge right now. If we don't take action, many South Africans will continue to look up to people that encourage them to consume without constructing, to drink, expose themselves to STDs, to a life of several baby mamas and baby daddies. If we don't take action, many South Africans will continue to look up to people that bring out music to make them dance when it is time to discuss the issues that matter. The Panyazas and Balulas who bring out DJs and influencers to get you excited when you should be discussing serious issues. If we do not take action, many South Africans will continue to look up to the cyan bougies who encourage you to pursue the soft life, not on your feet, but on your back, not with your hands, but with your behind.
I actually just want to make it clear that a lot of people actually think this is like prostitution and this is like, no, but it's actually knowing your value, because it can happen that I'll go to a guy to get smashed and I'll come back home with so much, but they would come back hungry, desperate, having so much anger. And I feel like I have things to do. I have gas to pay. Honey, my wig.
Yes,
do you know
darling.
how much this is? You know.
Instead of this dangerous bunch, South Africans need to look up to the Mkwanazis and the Barbita Diokarans. Look up to the people that are making great efforts to bring order and accountability in our society. Instead of this dangerous crew, South Africans need to look up to people like Noam Sokana, a trailblazing nuclear scientist and tech entrepreneur dedicated to bridging Africa's digital divide through a fiber optic innovation and youth empowerment in STEM. People like Lucky NEDSZAJJ, a visionary social entrepreneur whose smart glove revolutionizes communication for the deaf, driven by personal experience and a mission for inclusive innovation.
What is your name?
The glove sensor translates sign language into voice. If you're a deaf person, when you sign, it's going to translate sign language into voice. My name is NEDSZAJJ. I was raised and born in a family where all my parents are totally deaf. For me, growing up, it was a big challenge, because I couldn't able to communicate with my parents. I had an idea of developing a system that will minimize the communication barrier between me and my parents, which is a glove sensor communique.
Below.
Our future goals is also getting rid of the glove sensor. It's one of the projects that is also patented, where deaf people will just sign and the camera will detect the movement of their hands and translate it into voice. I want to bring voice to the deaf community, because deaf people, they can't be heard. But through the communique glove sensor, I want to be the brand ambassador of bringing voice to the voiceless community.
And for more people worth looking up to, please visit the African Genius Awards YouTube channel. They aim to recognize exceptional Africans that have made an outstanding contribution towards the realization of African self-determination, dignity, and exceptionalism. Dear South African, be brave. Be a brave man, be a brave woman. Be willing to fight for something worthwhile in your life. There's a lot at stake here, so please, South Africans, let's fight for our nation. Anyway, that's it for today. Please like and share this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more. Thank you so much for watching.